Yo, what's good, everybody? Boy PK, and we're back with some more chaoszeronightmare. It's late 10 o'clock for us over here in the west side, but we here, as you can see on screen, for Narja. Of course, I'm joined by my boy Frona. You already know the vibes, man.
Yes, sir. Gonna be doing some summons today for the new Narja that just came out a couple minutes ago now, and obviously for us, I don't know if we've said it on our respective channels yet, but we are completely free to play on CZN. This is actually the one game that we don't light spend, so naturally we're not planning to summon for a lot of characters in this game, but as they always say, waifu over meta, and Narja definitely checks those boxes. So you already know we wanted to pull today. And luckily for us, if y'all saw our E2 Serennial summoning videos on our respective channels, then we're in a pretty good position and we're basically both guaranteed to get her. So hopefully, it's just a matter of how many pulls it'll actually take.
Yep, absolutely. Like you said, both guaranteed, so it's just a matter of when. I got 40 pulls left in the tank before Pity. He has 17, so it should be a pretty short summon session, all things considered. Then after that, I'm gonna dive into, of course, what we got with the update itself, so you know all the new stuff that we've got and received. But yeah, man, definitely gonna go for this Narja, looking too clean. Again, we are not spending so far in this game. Obviously, that might change in the future, but right now we're just trying to, we're trying to save our pennies. But I'm ready, and in terms of Gaia, might go for it in this video, might not. Still haven't figured out if I want to go for her yet, so we'll have to see about that. Are you planning on going for her?
Personally, at least definitely not off the bat. The only thing when it comes to Gaia, which is obviously Narja's partner, is it's kind of designed to be realistically only for her. It's not really a whole lot of characters in the game, if anyone, that can really utilize what Gaia provides. So obviously it's also a standard thing too, so at the end of the day we could end up getting it at some point in the future if we really wanted to. So yeah, I probably won't go for it right off the bat, maybe even at all, to be honest, because there are obviously a lot of good controller options for free to play.
Yeah, there's definitely one. I believe I have at least one copy of. I could show. Yeah, this one right here, Alyssa. Just the defense increase she gives off of her passive alone could be, something good for her since she is based off of defense-based damage. And of course, if you get more dupes in that, you'll definitely be looking at a pretty good buff. Mine's only at 0, so hopefully I end up getting some from that with pulls and whatnot. But yeah, that's one of the options, and there are probably some more that you might want to consider, like Arwen or whatnot. But in terms of just straight defense options, that's probably gonna be the best one looking for her. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it. As always, if you guys are enjoying this content on both our channels, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe to the boys, as it always does help us out a ton. And I am ready to go in. Are you ready, my boy?
Yes, sir. Are you gonna go first, or you want me to go first? Because I could basically, unless I have to go the whole way, I can pretty much just get it done right here.
Yeah, you can go first.
All right. For the banner, in terms of Narja herself, her 4-star rate up characters are, was it Lucas and Maribel?
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, I don't really know too much about Lucas. I haven't really played him at all. I don't even have him built. But Maribel, in terms of the new Spiral Tower of Screens, which just released, could be a pretty valuable character there. I don't think I have her maxed out, so let's go ahead and get into it. Can we just get it done right here? Potentially
Fake out,
not, but
maybe?
it could fake out. There we
Yep,
go.
you got it. All right.
Obviously, again, since it is guaranteed for me, realistically, perfect world scenario here is I miraculously get a 2-in-1 5-star yet again, and obviously I wouldn't mind if it's a double Narja, but I would actually like it to be an off banner included in there as well, so that next character I watch is guaranteed again, and just hopefully keep the cycle going for as
That
long
would
as
be
I
crazy.
can. Pretty much cheat the system, but oh, here it is right here. It's gonna be Narja. Oh yeah.
Hearts 2 fire, man.
Oh yeah, they cooked with our style on that. There she is, Narja, instant controller character. Is there anything else tucked away? Still haven't seen our 4-star character yet. There it goes. Actually, I did have her maxed out. Nice.
Get some extra chips in the bank then.
Oh yes.
Good shit, bro. Didn't have to go all the way.
I know, right? Just keep my damn 7 pulls.
Maybe you can use the 7 on Gaia. Might get lucky, you know?
Oh.
Alright, well, let me go ahead and rip into one. I got 20 of these free pulls. So let's go ahead and see. Can I get the fake out right here? Make another one and done. No.
So it's gonna be 4 stars at least.
Yeah, I don't think my Maribel is fully duped out, so I would like that. He is, though, for sure. I know that.
Damn.
Yeah.
I have no idea what mine's at. At least when it comes to my account, I do have Maribel actually, I shouldn't say built, but at least leveled to an okay degree, because I actually did try to utilize her early on in my account, but definitely have not even tried to actually make a build for her. So, I mean, I probably still, maybe might not, just because I have Kalipe and Magna, so I'm pretty much good on defensive characters. Obviously not with Narja.
I mean, yeah, my E3 Magna just, it's got to do something once I start building. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be
That shit is ridiculous.
Just do a straight counterattack build or something.
Let's go ahead into the next one right here.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Didn't get the glitch. Hopefully a fake out. All right.
It's all good. You got the next one for sure.
Definitely hope so. And you can give me some Maribels, guys.
All right.
I'll take those though for the future uses. Looks like that's gonna be it.
Out a decent amount.
Right, another 20 till we get her. Go ahead and just jump straight into the next one. Oh my goodness, please fake out.
Oh, fake out now. I'll do the board like this.
There we go. I would love a 2-in-1.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Damn, can they give me Alyssa?
She is pretty good though.
Yeah, she is. Alright, that was the 8th pull. Got our Narja, we out of here.
Oh yeah. Got 2-5.
Oh me. We got one more? Nope. I'm not mad at that.
Yes, sir. So got a nice little stash.
Yeah, you definitely working a good stash right now. And then you know what? You know me, gotta chop my Prism luck. Got the 5 singles that we got from one of the event logins, or just something from the event. So I'm gonna just go ahead and see if I could get lucky and get a nice little Narja Prism.
I think it goes for the ranking awards for Great Rifts.
Oh yeah, that's right.
See if I can get anything solid here as well. Definitely ain't looking like it. Like 24 away from Pity, so.
And yeah, it sucks that I don't have a 5-star animation for the prisms, as far as I know. So I actually won't know if I get it until I see it.
Ain't got nothing for me.
Nothing from me either. But we'll get one eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for this part of the video for these summons. Again, we wanted to get her. She looks too cool, and honestly looks pretty strong, especially for a controller. But in terms of, you know, the character, she is not limited. She's gonna go straight to the normal recruitment after she's gone, both her and her partner. So don't feel bad if you do want to skip, because you can get her in the future just from the normal pulls. Definitely wouldn't say she's a must summon, even with all the stuff that we've seen her do from the live stream and just from our own theory crafting, but she definitely looks like a pretty good slot into some teams that I could, in my opinion, and honestly both of our opinions, I say, probably be some of the strongest teams in the game. Like obviously pairing her with Serenial, Chizuru, you know, you name it, will really just stack them up, make them even better, and then having another, you know, combatant just with them to just increase that even further, will make them absolutely stupid. So she's definitely looking strong, again, especially as a controller, but she's not a must summon at all. So again, if you want to skip, don't feel bad too. She will be in the normal recruitment.
Sir, I'm honestly surprised that Smilegate or just the people that manage their social medias in terms of when they put out their usual infographic of teams ideas that they didn't even include one featuring an actual defensive character. They mainly just did like the recent DPS that we got.
Right.
Because like, especially with some of her cards, when we actually showcase her cards into the Epiphanies, there's definitely some good synergy in terms of being able to boost up defense-based damage. So pairing her up with, you know, your Magnas or your Kalipes or your Maribels or Amirs, anyone that can do some pretty solid, you know, counterattacks or just any type of defense-based damage should be a pretty good option as well with Narja. And obviously Narja can do her own damage as well, depending on how you want to go about building her. But yeah, definitely a fun-looking character for sure. Obviously our first I guess I really shouldn't say non-DPS character, but it's, you know, first controller. So pretty fun to see there.
Yep. Gonna do it again. If you guys only just stay for the summons, then you know you can peace out, all that good stuff. You know what to do. But again, stick around because I'm gonna be talking about all the stuff that we just got with this Preseason 2 update and let y'all know what the deal is, man. So we're now here in present day. This is the next day following those summons as we did them when they went live for the update. Got the girl Narja, got her all the way up to level 60 because why not? Haven't done anything else investment-wise outside of just some potentials. The partner, we have her with Alyssa right now. Again, hopefully I can get more dupes of her to get that defense buff even higher. But again, potentials is really all we've invested so far, just getting up to the unique stack upgrade. For that extra good stuff coming. The memory frags I haven't touched yet, still trying to figure out how I'm going to want to build her. But again, we're going to dive into what the update has brought us so that you guys can see all the stuff that has come. It's going to be a lot to talk about, so I'll try my best to get through it as quickly as possible. But, you know, it is what it is. I do have the dev notes on the side for me, so I can go ahead and go off of that to help navigate through all this stuff. But let's dive into it. So first things first, shout out this wallpaper, man. This shit looking nice, bro. They've been doing nice with these wallpapers so far, at least for the characters that I own, and of course have raised up in terms of their friendship and all that good stuff. But first things first is of course the fact that the Season 1 for Forbidden Catalyst has completed. Naturally, this means that we will be moving into Act 2 pretty soon, which is why this is the Pre-Season 2 update. And to proceed with Act 2 story, you have to, of course, finish all of Act 1, all the way up to the epilogue. The progress from the story will be retained, so no worries about that. The Chaos, which was Lab 0, will also be added to the Codex. And all exploration progress and rewards earned during the Galactic Disasters season will be retained as well. The other cool thing is, until the start of Season 2, the effect that guarantees the appearance of a dimensional tunnel and all Chaos entries within the Codex will still remain active. Of course, if you did a whole lot of runs, then you are already familiar with the dimensional tunnel. It's another way to kind of help you get some epiphanies going, or just some good things that could potentially come from that. So love to see that there. Diving in next is the brand new introduction of the game mode that we just received, which is the Spiral Tower of Screams. It is a beta, so that means that all existing clear records and rewards with stuff like that will be reset once the full version ends up going live. But we do have it here in the beta form. And you see you have up to 5 attempts per week to go and clear as many floors as possible. So realistically, hopefully you can clear all 5 floors, starting at level 45. The way to unlock this is to be at account level 45. Then you can see right here in the recommended, this rainbow sigil right here essentially means that all typings are going to be effective here, so you can use any teams here and do weakness damage regardless. So pretty good there if you're not having characters that already have just built-in weakness effects and stuff like that. But of course, since it's going to be for the entirety of the game mode, that's pretty sweet to see. And as you can see right here in the reward info, every 5 floors you will get some goodies. So of course, more summon currency, more mats, extra summons again, and then going all the way to the higher levels if we end up getting that high. See, there's a couple bit of backgrounds and stuff to decorate your save data and whatnot, looking pretty cool. But again, we'll have to see just how high we can get up with this beta, of course. And you can see the distortion effect down here as well, giving some extra bonus stuff to realistically Narja right now, but I'm sure probably in the future this will constantly change. Moving into the next spot here, which is in the events tab. You can't see it since it's not active yet, but I'll probably put a screenshot of it on screen for you guys. But the Galactic News Network in preparation for the Season 2. The Galactic News Network event will be held for 14 days. Probably going to be another kind of login situation as well as just looking at stuff that will introduce us into Season 2. So pretty cool there. Looks like it's going to be starting on the 20th of this month, possibly the 19th for us over here, but looking like the 20th. And you have rewards for up to 7 days for a couple of crystals. Another event that's not here yet is the Guardian of the Ark underway. During the event period, the event will be available, and you can earn rewards based on the number of policies that are implemented in your Ark City. Starts on the 27th of this month, and will just be another way that you can get a bunch of crystals from just doing, again, all the policies that you're doing in your Ark City, so making sure to stay on top of that when that comes. Moving on into the actual events in game here, as you see, we have a new trauma code and event battle, as well as some limited time rewards for doing all this content. The event battle itself will of course just be more things that you can do. In the trauma code, we now have both Narja and Luke's trauma codes, and I still haven't done Renoa's yet. But yeah, we have these two new, so you can go ahead and use more of these keys to unlock them and start doing these trauma codes to learn more about them. And of course get the nice rewards that come with it. Then we have this emergency rescue protocol for the next 40 days or so, getting a nice standard multi after completing all 7 days, so making sure to log in for that. A new virtual tactical simulation, of course, to showcase Narja if you're wondering if you should pull it or not. Of course, you always have the option when new characters come out to go ahead and use these trials to see if you like them or not, and of course just doing the 5-star at the very least will get you a nice 20 crystals. Nothing too crazy, but still take what you can get from wherever you can get it, man. Then we have another overdrive simulation event with a 2 times for all the applicable content, which is most of the growth stuff. So growth mats, combatant mats, partner mats, and potential mats. So it's not going to include memory frags or the weekly challenges. Then again, the Basin of Hyperspace Dimensional Twilight has been reset, so now we have another up to 30 stars that we can acquire by doing all of these battles. And again, all the rewards that you can get from that have been reset, so you can get those all over again. Looking sweet there. Again, nice place to go to get some dupes for your 4-star partners. Again, for me, definitely gonna have to snag that Alyssa for sure, but yep, nice place for that. And then again, Narja and Gaya are now live, so if you're looking to actually summon for them, or either one of them at least, you can now do so. On Narja's banner, you have both Lucas and Maribel as the rated up 4 stars. And then Gaya, we have these two, Akkad and Rachel. So if you're looking for those as well, you can do that. The next one I won't do on screen, so I'll probably just show a screenshot, but we do have a new quote-unquote story skip feature that has been added, so that you guys can now start skipping the story if you haven't been enjoying it or just have not enough time to, of course, enjoy it. The game will be improved so that a skip option is available even when viewing story content for the first time. Skip will be unavailable in the following situations, and using the feature will move you to the corresponding point. So if you're in scene transitions, the battle start, branching points with 2 or more choices, or the tutorial start, you will not be able to skip it, which of course makes sense since you wouldn't really need to do that for those spots, so pretty good there. Next thing is the simulation wave system improvements. So if we actually dive into the simulation over here and say go to potential, since of course I need more instinct, you'll notice that we now have this upgraded from the combat efficiency. Originally it was 3, now up to 5, so not a skip feature, but hey, I'll take more of these attempts to get just more mats for using more stamina, right? But another good thing about the improvement is that you only have to complete a single battle for now. So for instance, if we actually dive into it and do a run right here, usually it'd be like up to 2 or 3 battles, right? But now they're just all going to be one battle, as you can see up here. So making this farming a whole lot more faster and efficient, which is definitely something nice to see if we're not going to get, kind of skip tickets and stuff like that to just skip the content. At the very least, they're going to make it a whole lot faster to be completed, so love to see that there. Next up is a new thing in your chaos runs, which will be the chaos waypoint loot settlement. Now, or I guess before I should say, You would only really get loot if you actually cleared a chaos boss, whether the first or both the first and second one. Now, with those waypoints that were in between maps that you could just temporarily leave but not get any loot, you can now start getting some loot from that. And people have done some testing on stream and stuff like that last night that I was watching, and it does look like you can also potentially get some gear and mats and all that good stuff from doing so, depending on how your run is going. So, a nice way to kind of finish up your runs early if you're not liking how it's looking, so you can at least get something for it without having to just back out. Especially now that Season 1 has ended and we don't have the luxury of maintaining the chaos and all of the debuffs and stuff that it came with it, since leaving a zero system and stuff like that won't do that. So having the waypoints just makes it easier for you to at least complete it up to a certain point and then leave with something. So that's pretty damn sweet. Next one is going to be in the Epione Center keyword effects and mental breakdown story added. So, of course, in the Epione Center, where you do kind of help your combatants get out of their funk during the counseling sessions at the Epione Center. Also, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I hope so. Keyword effects will be added to show how your selected choices impact combatants. So, a nice little visual to see which one you want to do in order to have a better boost on them. Selecting negative choices during counseling will trigger the mental image leakage state. If the mental image leakage state occurs consecutively, the mental breakdown state will still be recovered when the counseling session ends. However, you will not gain affinity from that recovery for the affected combatant. So another kind of debuff that you can put down there if you're not doing the proper choices. Of course, with that thing I just mentioned above, you will be able to ultimately see what your choices will impact and how they will. But again, if you want to see that mental image leakage state, you could do that at least once. But again, doing it consecutively would not be ideal. Next thing is going to be some save data customization, quality of life improvements. So convenience and usability for the save data customization will be improved, which I know a lot of people, myself included, were having some issues here and there with how it was before. So love to see that it was improved. Now the same sticker can be applied multiple times, which is cool. And when removing a sticker, the sticker directly above or below it in the layer list will automatically be selected. So you can just make easier use of customization. Stickers that extend beyond the save data area will now appear semi-transparent, which is pretty cool since some of that was being a little bit of a visual issue, not too much so for obviously the usability, but now it makes it a little bit nicer and a little bit more cleaner. And a feature to flip stickers horizontally will be added. So just real quick, go ahead and show you. If I did this sticker right here, put it right here, I can do another one, put it right there. So now you can use the same sticker multiple times, which is pretty damn sweet. And again, we now have the horizontal flip feature here. So if I wanted to flip this sticker, I'll go ahead and do so now. You know what? I think I will actually. So yeah, some nice customization, additives and stuff like that. Love to see it. Next thing that was added is a combatant special lobby. As we know, they've been adding these special lobbies more and more for at least the existing characters, as well as the new ones that have been coming out. The newest one outside of Narja is now Amir, unlocking it at affinity level 10 for her. And it's called the Holiday Car Wash. I'll go ahead and put the picture of it on screen for you guys to see, since I probably won't end up doing it myself anytime soon. But yeah, looking nice, looking sweet. And then again, we do have Narja's, which is here on screen for you guys. Also looking lovely. So yeah, love to see that they're adding more of these. However, I was surprised they didn't do it this update, but please, at least for season 2, and we don't have to wait any longer than that, please give us an update where we can put multiple of these special lobby backgrounds on our setup, so that we can have, of course, multiple of them, right? It's cool that we can have one, but I would like to swap in between some of my favorites, at least like 3 to 5 or whatever. This is that we can have just more ways to customize and interact with the home lobby. But yeah, Amir has one now, so that's pretty sweet. The next update is going to be for the Unigram. So some combatants have got their bond stories added, or at least more stuff to them, like Magna, Malin, and Narja. With the update, bond story perks will also be added, and these perks are unlocked at affinity level 15. Next thing up is going to be the memory fragment UI and UX improvements, which definitely made a lot of people in the live stream happy when I was watching it. Definitely makes my ass happy. That's really just makes it a lot easier to see what you're doing what is on your actual pieces and stuff like that, and just a lot more stuff visually to help you out. So now, as you can see, now that we're inside of it, you can see that a lot of things are looking different. Now we have actual icons right here to showcase, as well as the level, what is going on here. We also have these boosts, so we can see what actually has been upgraded into for each piece. Looking nice there as well. And if we're actually going to enhance a piece before you have to upgrade it one by one for the level, you can now do that consecutively here all the way up to level 5. So pretty cool, pretty sweet. And of course we can see all of our combatants and who is rocking what. But yeah, nice little update. Again, the visuals just help you see what has been upgraded into in terms of your roles. Then the symbols on the side will of course tell you what piece is which. Of course, these being executioners, and then the rest being the judgment flames. Pretty nice there. Then another thing that they have done with the gear is a new thing called the discard tag. So before obviously discarding stuff, you would have to click and check the pieces one by one to see if you were actually discarding the right thing and not getting rid of something that you might potentially need, or just something that you just potentially just didn't lock for some reason and we're about to get rid of it on accident. But now, say we have a piece like this, you know, Blackwing, health, not what I'm really looking for right now, say for Sereno for whatever reason. So I want to go ahead and discard it, but I want to make sure I'm doing the right one. Now, next to the lock symbol, there is this discard tag. Putting it into a discard state, and then we actually go to dismantle, you'll see that the piece will have the discard icon on it, so you know that that is the one that you're looking to get rid of. But also in the auto register, hitting this discard tab and confirming it will also just automatically select all of your discarded state pieces. Again, making it a lot easier to dismantle stuff and overall helping out with gear management, since we don't have too much space in the bag to hold up a whole bunch of gear. And outside of some quality of life stuff, we did also get a lot better of a equip recommended button now. Before it was just equipped in like either like stuff that was upgraded highly or just sets that sound good on paper but realistically weren't going to be the best when you did that. But now by clicking on it, it'll do a lot better to actually get you something that you want, like for example Executioner, Blackwing. For most characters, but especially for Hugo, will be the way to go. So it looks nice that that is working. So again, just a better way of helping you out with the memory frags, and that is that. Outside of that stuff, we do have, of course, some new goodies for those that do spend in the game, like some new packages that were added. We also have the reset of the Archaeanon. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but basically the Battle Pass supply, right? That has been reset with a new season start and some improvements to it. And now we're finally winding down to the end of the update. Of course, all the other stuff like quality of life things and bug fixes, all that goodie stuff. First of all, quality of life improvements. The zoom in / zoom out and vertical mode for viewing are now supported in the character profile, so you can do that. A restarts feature will be added to the basin of hyperspace, so we can now actually restart the fight instead of just backing out completely then going back in. The difficulty save function will be improved. Before it was the highest difficulty that was saved, and now it is the enter difficulty will be saved, so that's nice. And a background mute feature will be added to the PC client. Hopefully they just fix the PC client as a whole, because it's still kind of dog, but still nice to see that there. Unidentified area animation speed improvements. This was one of the big ones that people were kind of hesitant on if it was actually going to make a difference and matter. Looks like from what people have been doing, it actually will. Before, as you knew, it was just the speed up activated by a long press of the skipping button, which although was nice initially, ultimately did not make things that much faster. And since you're having to hold the button yourself, it didn't feel good. Like, I don't know. But now it is a speed up activated when the button is toggled, so nice to see that there. And it also can go up to 2 times and 3 times speed, so it can go a whole lot faster than before. Seeing some people's streams and stuff like that last night, I noticed that going into a new area on ×3 speed, you wouldn't even see the dialogue, right? Especially if it was a shorter conversation, like you would just go straight to the options to choose. So love to see that it actually is going a lot faster and making things a lot quicker. For Galactic Disaster, Chaos, Manifestation, and the Codex, the animation speed, activation state, and speed setting from the previous stage will now carry over when starting a new stage, so you won't have to continuously speed up things when you enter a new stage. It will just always be saved, so love that. A feature to set animation speed levels for unidentified areas will be added. When the speed up button is activated, you can adjust the speed to your desired level using the speed control button. So again, going up to either 2 times or 3 times speed. I'm sure they probably won't add more speed than that, but if they do, it probably will be later on in the future. Animation speed settings are now shared between unidentified areas and story content, so you don't have to do that in just one or the other. It should be shared on both. And the maximum display speed limit for speech bubble animations in unidentified areas will be removed. That way we don't have to actually worry, again, like I said, about having a speed up that still will require you to go through the in-game animations that we obviously can't do anything about. So now that they're being removed, it makes it a whole lot faster. Then again, just some codec experience improvements, as well as some other stuff, and then some bug fixes to help out combat, as well as just other areas of the game. So that's going to do it for all the stuff that is with us here in the new Preseason 2 update. Let me know what you guys are thinking about all this stuff. Again, I tried to be as quick as possible with all of this content, but hopefully you still understood everything that was going on. As always, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out a ton. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, y'all.